Okay, good evening, every doctors. My name is Jeon from Korea. It's been a very long time after the COVID the period. I hope you guys all stay healthy and stay well. This time is the 2024 Dentist Mini Symposium, the global webinar. Is just the focus to the southeast area. The local time in Korea in the 9 p.m. Maybe your time, just the Myanmar, Vietnam, the Indonesia and the Thailand and so on. So your country time will be maybe 6:30 or 7 p.m. Okay, this time I'm here because of I want to talk about the dentist SQ Implant. So the topic is the considerations on the clinical application of the SQ Implant as a universals. So this time I want to make a big impact for the good sense at the time of the SQ implant placement. The last 5 years, I placed the SQ implant, the 3,000 cases almost. So this time, gradually, one by one, I will open the experience and the data about the SQ implant. Actually, there are too many courses for implant learning, from the basic course and the advanced sinus and GBL course and so on. And then finally, you can master hard tissue course, soft tissue course, and complication. There are too many topics. But I think, in my humble opinion, the most important one is the basic course. Because without understanding of the basic science, we cannot go to the next step. So at this time, I will talk about one by one. If you have any further question, you can ask me anything. Not only the SQ implant, but only your every question I respect. So don't hesitate, please. Implant treatment is a combination of the three parts: surgery part, prosthetic part, or periodontic department. So this time it looks very easy, but we open the flap. This is the initial try of the surgery, and then we place the implant. And then at the time of the implant placement, you can check the many factors, adjacent teeth or opposing dentition, and then sometimes submerging and sometimes non-submerging by the healing cap. So this is the very conventional implant treatment sequence. Intraorally, the bone is very, very highly variable. From the normal bone, according to the time, the bone changes. Initially horizontal bone resorption, and then gradually finally change to the vertical bone resorption. So there are three factors: the bone width, bone height, bone angulation. Of course, bone width influences the implant diameter. Bone height, available bone height influences the implant length. Finally, bone angulation influences surgical techniques. So if you evaluate the bone, these three factors is the first step. So anterior bone or posterior bone, bone change gradually. After tooth extraction, this is the extraction socket area, immediate placement. And then 6 months later, bone remodeling, about 30% horizontal bone resorption. 5 years later, total horizontal bone resorption, and then vertical bone resorption. So this is the basic step for the understanding of the surgical skill. Sometime this area, we can try the immediate placement here. Sometime this area, we can try the crestal reduction or ridge splitting or small GBL here. This area, large GBL. This area, vertical ridge augmentation. This area, this is the distal cantilever with the Oron X concept or nerve repositioning. So this bone understanding is a starting point of the surgical skills. So I think surgery, this is the 10 level usually. We have to know our level. You have to know your level of the surgery. If you are second level, fifth level, seventh level, so we have to learn every time. We have to know our level of the surgical skill, and then we have to improve our surgical skill every time. So the last 5 years, I applied about 3,000 cases, and success rate 99%. So if you can accept this SQ implant is a universal implant. That means this SQ implant have to satisfy this every situation here. This every situation. Of course, normal bone area, immediate placement, full mouth area. Of course, immediate loading. And upper anterior, sinus area, lower anterior, soft marrow bone. There are many, many categories. So this SQ implant, highly predictable. That is my very simple conclusion. So first one is, we have to evaluate the implant diameter and implant length. Each tooth has some diameter. So your SQ implant selection according to the tooth area. So sometime from the central incisor to the second molar area, you can select the proper SQ implant length, SQ implant diameter, proper surgical skill. Please remind, bone width, bone height, finally bone angulation influence the many, many surgical skills here. So optimal position with angulation with the proper initial stability is the first step. This is the dentist SQ kit. And then initial drill is a side cut drill. You know the meaning of the side cut drill. And then drill extension, usually you can use the left side. And then this is the paralleling pin. During the drilling, you can check the implant angulation, adjacent tooth or opposing dentition. And then this is the drilling sequence. Initial drill 2.2. And then 2.2 and 8. This is taper drill. And then 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, 5.0. So this is the well-designed. Well-designed means drill diameter, implant diameter coordination is perfect. That means you can use this, if you use this kind of the SQ kit, you can place the SQ implant at any situation. Of course, this is the drill sequence. And then final one, the D1 bone, very hard bone area, you can use the countersinking drill. And then deeper placement here. Of course, during the implant placement, you can check the implant angulation. At that time, you can use the parallel guide pin. So this is anyhow, just the total master kit of the SQ implant. This is the fixed driver. And then this is the hex driver. And this is the depth gauge, torque wrench. 3D positioning is the first step. Mesiodistally, buccolingually, depth, vertical aspect. If you ask me, Dr. Jeon, what is the most important one for a total implant treatment sequence? I can answer very simply. First one, most important step is proper position, proper angulation with good primary stability. That's everything. We have to keep this principle. Immediate placement, soft marrow bone, sinus surgery, multi-GBL, and so on. Many situations, we have to keep this principle. Good position with good angulation. And then nowadays, the paradigm shifting. Because we use the internal type bone level implant last 20 years. Internal type bone level implant, my first suggestion is deep placement is okay. For a deep placement, sometimes you have to use the bone profile drill. This bone profile drill is very, very important because 10 years ago, I lectured the depth control, marginal bone 0.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter deeper. But nowadays, change. Your implant depth should be 2 millimeter more deeper. And then immediate placement, 3 to 4 millimeter deeper from the lingual wall. Upper anterior area, 3 to 5 millimeter deeper from the palatal wall. Please change your paradigm. Deep placement is the very, very significant factor. Because I have a 25 years result. Just level placement, 1 millimeter deep placement, 2 millimeter deep placement, 4 millimeter deep placement, the result is different. So for easy depth control, this dentist implant, we have a bone profile drill. Initially guiding drill, and then profiling here. This is the marginal bone is here. This marginal bone, we have to remove this one. So initially, this area, guiding pin insertion, and then this is the bone profile drilling. So enlarged hole is very similar countersink drill, but countersink drill, bone profile drill is different. Countersink drill is for the tissue level implant. So the bone level internal type SQ implant require bone profile drill is better. And then deeper placement, shallow placement, the 10 years later, result is totally different here. And then we can place the healing cap without any interference. So you can compare this area. This is the bone profile result. Lower is the same. Lower anterior, I placed the SQ implant. This SQ implant is the 4.0 or 3.5. So at this time, sometimes the marginal bone is very, very highly variable. At this time, this is the SQ implant 3.5, my favorite one in the lower anterior. Of course, sometimes I fix implant, one body implant, sometimes 3.5. And then at this time, this is the marginal bone, some interfere, the healing cap insertion here. So same, just the guiding pin insertion and then the bone profiling here. So enlarge the hole for a deep placement without any interference. And then healing cap insertion here. Final result is very stable. Today, my whole case was just the SQ implant cases here. So you can compare deep placement with the bone profile drill here. This is the 20 years ago. I placed the just level implant here. But this one, sometimes failure here. This is the bone destruction here. So implant removal. And then second period, I tried the vertical edge augmentation, but still bone resorption here. So finally, implant removal here. What was the next step? Sometimes we have to place deeper without any GBL here. So finally, I tried deep placement with the SQ implant here. At this time, I changed my paradigm here. Initially, EQ level placement, and then second period, 1 millimeter deeper or much GBL or much vertical edge augmentation. But nowadays, I like simple surgery, deep placement without any GBL here. So result, maybe 10 years ago, I routinely tried the vertical edge augmentation. But vertical edge augmentation, it looks like very good, but result, usually very poor. So anyhow, this is totally failure here. So my conclusion is, bone profile drill, deep placement, this is very, very important. In your clinic, what is the optimal healing cap height? If you prepare your clinic 5 millimeter healing cap, please change it. 7 millimeter is okay. 7 millimeter healing cap is optimal. That means deep placement is necessary here. So this is my very old concept. 1 millimeter deeper, 0.5 deeper. Nowadays, no more try. 2 millimeter or much deeper is better here. So at least 2 millimeter deeper. Immediate placement, 4 millimeter deeper. Upper anterior, 5 millimeter deeper. This is the referred to me, this patient. This is the block bone grafting, the another university. So at this time, I remove this one here. So I open the flap. This is the SQ implant. Just one by, you can follow the drilling sequence. Initial drill, side cut. And then 2.2 drill, and 3.0, 3.5, and then like this one. So finally, I place, and then with the healing cap, like this manner. And then upper jaw is the same. This block bone failed area, remove the screw here. And then this is the upper left side. So I use the extension drill. This is the SQ drill kit, just one by one. You follow the drilling sequence. And then I place the 3 implant upper left side. Very simple drilling here. And then very small GBL. 10 years ago, I recommend a little bit complicated GBL. But nowadays, totally changed. I like simple surgery. Deep placement, small GBL, healing cap. Healing cap is a non-submerging GBL here. So at this time, I place the 3 implant here. The final result, It's a very, very stable here. So this is the block bone failed area remover, and then SQ implant, and then very small GBL here. But highly stable, deep placement here, like this manner. And then also, this one, please don't try vertical ridge augmentation, this area. Vertical ridge augmentation is not proper, deep placement. And then clinical crown a little bit long, it's okay. Because the crown root ratio in implant treatment, no more influenced by the crown root ratio here. So implant length 1, crown length 2, absolutely no problem. Even splinting cases, no limitation here. So just we tried to start from the side cut drill 2.2, 2.8, 3.5, and SQ implant 4.5 or SQ implant 5.0. Deep placement, please. And then very small GBR with a healing cap here. 1 or 2 implant, this concept is also very critical here. So usually, first premolar, second premolar, both missing cases. I lectured many times in Indonesia, Jakarta. I have many friends. So at that time, I recommend 11 millimeter. Until 11 millimeter, 1 implant is okay. Over 13 millimeter, 2 implant is okay. At this time also, this SQ implant, highly predictable here. 2 teeth missing, 2 premolar missing area, you have to evaluate 2 premolar missing dimension, anterior, posterior. So, over 13 millimeter, over 13 millimeter, 2 implant is okay. But under 12 millimeter, 1 SQ implant is okay, 1 SQ. And then this area, 2 SQ is better. Like this manner. So, sometime 3.5, sometime 4.0. 2 premolar missing, I tried the dentist 1Q implant. So at this time, 2 premolar missing, 1 SQ or 1Q implant, and then just a cantilever place here. Until now, absolutely no problem, this one. You have to evaluate this dimension, measure distally. So about 12 millimeter, 1 SQ is okay. At this time, of course, 4.5 is better than 4.0. And then bone response is also very stable. Just a 2 implant placement, and then medial cantilever is also very stable here. This is the 4.5 10 millimeter SQ implant, and then sinus surgery, and then medial cantilever. You have to check the canine. This is the canine, the angulation, usually canine, medial tilting here. So root area, relatively distal position here. Be careful here. So sometimes 2 SQ implant and then medial cantilever. This is a very good treatment modality here. Sinus surgery result is also very good. Of course, over 13 millimeter, 2 SQ implant is better. You evaluate the measurable dimension, 14 millimeter, 15 millimeter, definitely require 2 SQ implant. 3.5 or 4.0. Please deep. And then your healing cap height at least 5 millimeter. My recommendation 7 millimeter here. Of course, final result, this is the custom abutment with the zirconia bridge here. Of course, sometimes this kind of drilling is a little bit difficult. At that time, you can use the guide wheel. This is from the dentist, just the supporter. So this is the guide wheel is an analog system, but it's a very, very useful system, very delicate. Delicate drilling is possible by this kind of the guide wheel. This is the radius 3 millimeter, 3.5, 4 millimeter, 4.5, 5 millimeter, 6 millimeter. If we use this guide wheel, very precise positioning is possible here. And then second situation, 2 lateral incisor central 2 teeth missing. Sometimes 1 implant is better here. Because this is the lateral incisor missing, canine missing. At that time, this 2 dimension, not above 30 millimeter. 30 millimeter, 1 implant is okay here. 1 implant. 2 premolar missing, sometimes 1 implant. 2 anterior teeth missing, not above 30 millimeter, 1 implant is okay. So this is highly predictable. This is 5 years later still well maintained here. Lateral incised canine, please evaluate this dimension. This dimension, not above 30 millimeter, one implant is better. At this time, SQ implant 4.0 or 4.5 is okay. And then cantilever, please. This is the very, very good treatment modality without any failure. This is also same. I tried the SQ 4.0 diameter and then one implant here. This is the immediate temporization and then one custom abutment and then 2-unit bridge here. I recommend 3 situation. Please remind my comment. Please follow the master kit of the SQ implant from the side cut drill, 2-point drill, 2.8, 3.5, 4.0. With this sequence, you have to select the final drill and then same drill diameter and same implant diameter. This is the very good sense at the time of the implant placement here. Of course, small GBR with the deep placement, highly predictable here. This is also one implant with a 2-unit bridge here, cantilever situation here. Final area, lower anterior. Lower anterior, sometimes we use the iFix implant. iFix is the one-body dentist product. This is a very, very stable result. Or one implant with a cantilever bridge here. Like this manner. Usually, anterior 2 teeth missing, one implant is better. At this time, most mobile teeth take out and adjacent tooth take out here. And then one implant placement. And then final area, 2 cantilever. Also very, very stable. I showed my 5 years result by the SQ implant. One implant with 2 bridge here. This is the optimal treatment concept for the lower anterior. Like this manner. Okay, this is my recommendation from the normal bone to the sinus area. This SQ implant can cover every area, anytime, any area. That means this is the very universal, very, very versatile. Okay, let's check. Healed reach area, immediate loading, sinus surgery. If it is okay, this SQ implant is the predictable here. Okay, I start the surgery. Upper right side, I will place the 3 implant here. At this time, I raise the flap, and then initial drill here. This is sinus surgery first. Make a lateral window, and then this is the initial drill, and then this is the SQ implant here, one by one. During the drilling, you can check the implant angulation. You know the reason. Immediate loading I will try. 3 implant means immediate loading is possible here. The first SQ implant, 4.0. Second SQ implant, 4.5. Final implant, 5.0 here. So I place 3 SQ implant, 4.0, 4.5, 5.0 here. This is the final one, 5.0 SQ implant here. And then 3 implant, initial stability is good. Okay, ready-made abutment, coupled abutment placement, and then abutment level impression, and then immediate loading is okay here. So at this time, I tried the immediate loading upper right side here. 3 months later, mentor ISQ value about 85. About 85 ISQ value means the bone implant the connection area, the interface is very, very stable here. This is immediate loading. 2 hours later, and then 3 months later, deliver the final bridge here. I follow this patient 5 years later. Because this 5 years means my whole SQ data, I reviewed my previous cases, the SQ implant. I checked the 5 years later. Success rate, 99.2% here. That means the very, very predictable implant system here. Upper right, upper left, both of them, hold the SQ implant here. Okay, the bone response is also very stable, the sinus area. Okay, this is my whole field from the healed reach, immediate placement, or reach augmentation. Because of time, I give you a very small guideline of the GBL here. GBL method, there are too many GBL methods. I lectured the GBL 2004. Still, 2024, I still lecture the GBL. My 20 years ago GBL lecture, nowadays my GBL lecture is different. This time, I talk about the 1024. What does that mean, the 1024? That means one situation can be surgeryed by 1024. This is the final GBL concept here. That means I organized 10 factor already, 10 factor. 10 factor organization means one situation can be surgeryed by too many ways. This is the lower right side. Of course, this lower right side, immediate placement is impossible because of the very close to inferior canal. So at that time, tooth take out. Just leave it, please. No curettage, because even curettage is very dangerous. It jeopardizes the situation. Just leave it, please. And 4 months later, delayed placement here. So at this time, I tried SQ implant here. Flap elevation. Flap design, there are 5 flap design. You know the flap design already, the non-aesthetic area. This is the big granulation tissue already. So it requires 1 vertical incision and then flap elevation. And then, okay, very fortunately, lingual wall is good. Okay, first drill, this is the side cut drill first. And then 2.0 drill, 3.0, 3.5, and then this is the SQ implant here. Like this manner. 2 SQ implant. And then this is the some of the GBL, very small GBL. How is it possible? Deep placement means thread exposed area decrease. So your GBL concept totally changed. You don't have to use autogenous bone. No allogenic, but only xenograft is okay. And then the healing cap. And then just a non-submerging GBL here. So I placed 2 SQ implant. The result is good. Let's check by the Conbeam CT. The total wall bone response, very stable, this one. This is the buccal side. So SQ implant, bone and implant interface, the bone conduction power, bone induction power is highly stable, this one. This area, upper right side, I tried SQ implant, 2 implant please. And then 3 unit bridge here, this area. At this time, 3 teeth take out, and then 2 implant placement. Of course, you know the reason why I placed the implant to the palatal side, because I want to increase the labial buccal gap distance here, and then deep placement. And then this area, bone packing here. Bone packing. Maybe next time, if it is available for the GBL lecture, for the advanced GBL lecture, I will open the 1024 techniques. One situation can be surgeryed by 1024 ways. This is the one of them. Deep placement without membrane, healing cap with xenograft only here. Of course, result is very stable, and then deliver the final bridge here. Of course, the bone response is very stable here. SQ implant, just a normal bone, immediate placement, sinus area, immediate loading, all of situation, highly predictable here. Lower left side, very easy case, because the apical lesion and inferior canal very sufficient dimension here. This dimension means immediate placement is highly predictable here. I try SQ implant, 5.0, 10 millimeter implant here. Okay, this is the final result. Tooth extraction. And then SQ implant, 5.0, 10 millimeter. My implant position, lingual side. You know the reason? Increase the buccal gap distance here. And then just the deep placement with the xenograft packing. And then partial closure here. Of course, healing is good. Like this manner, buccal wall, well reconstructed by the very simple GBL technique. Lower left side, the molar area, SQ implant, same. This is also implant position, a little bit lingual side. and then deep placement with a healing cap. My quick suggestion, if you use in your clinic, if you use the cover screw 90%, your surgery may be wrong. I'm afraid you are wrong. If you use in your clinic maybe healing cap 90%, your surgery is good. Your every GBR, almost normal bone area, please use healing cap mainly. That means paradigm change here. Non-submerging GBR is the new trend, highly predictable, very easy method, very long-term result, highly perfect result. So this is also very good. This is the very simple non-submerging GBR here. Okay, this is the non-submerging GBR means sometimes require bone tech fixation. This bone tech fixation means membrane re-elevation, additional bone grafting, and then recovering here. With this concept, you can use the non-submerging GBR by this technique can cover 99% horizontal ridge augmentation. Nowadays, horizontal ridge augmentation never use non-resorbable membrane. Horizontal ridge augmentation, 99% resorbable membrane is okay. When do you use the vertical ridge augmentation? Only one. Non-resorbable membrane is the vertical ridge augmentation. I just call this is the question mark technique. Just the contour increase by the healing cap with the resorbable membrane. Of course, this is the aesthetic area. This is the very simple and highly predictable technique here. So, GBR means 3 area stabilization. Coronal part stabilization, middle part stabilization, apex stabilization. Sometimes wide cap. Sometimes composite suture. Sometimes bone tech fixation here. All of them require resorbable membrane. Resorbable. Non-resorbable membrane, last 5 years, maybe not above 10 cases. 99%, 0.9% resorbable membrane is okay here. This is the, I will skip this one because I pressed for time. Next time, I discussed with the dentist, so I organized a special GBR topic for a simplifying method here. Anyhow, there are many situations only we use the resorbable membrane. Sometimes healing cap. Sometimes healing cap with bone tech. Sometimes save-wide cap. Sometimes save-wide cap with bone tech fixation here. This is the simplifying GBR method here. That means membrane re-elevation and additional bone packing, recovering the membrane. So basically, this is the question mark technique here. Okay, this area, it requires maybe some GBR. At this time, we can use the very simple GBR here. This is SQ Implant here. Okay, flap elevation, initial drill, 2.2, and then I place the SQ Implant. This is the 4.5 and 5.0, 2 SQ Implant placement. And then the buccal wall is very small thread exposure. At this time, no more use membrane, no more use another specified membrane. Just this is the save-wide cap. And save-wide cap, you can packing the xenograft, and then no membrane, just the covering here. This is the very simple GBR method here. I place 2 SQ implant. This is the save-wide cap without any membrane. And then this is the final result. Bone healing pattern, as you can see, highly predictable. The buccal bone resorption area. This is also same. This is the bone resorption area here. But finally, bone healing is very stable, this one. So this is the result from the save-wide cap, and then change the healing cap. Please note the emergence profile depth. This emergence profile depth is wrong. That means inside the bone is very stable. And change to the custom abutment and then the zirconia bridge here. This kind of implant position, implant depth, simplifying GBR. Simplifying GBR means I don't want to use non-resorbable membrane. Some situation, no membrane. You don't have to worry about just a full flap closure, just a partial closure here. That means this is the simplifying GBR method here. So this is the right after saber white cap removal and then 1 week healing cap controlling the period. And then this is the result. From the CT, this is the bone highly stable here. Your implant position a little bit palatal side, deep placement, simplifying GBR here. Drilling to the lingual palatal side, deep placement at least 3 mm from the lingual wall. I recommend 3 to 4 mm. Your mission is only one. Have to get a good primary stability. Optimal bone, only one, xenograft. Proper flap control with healing cap or saber wide cap. Not cover screw, please. Okay. I talk about one by one. This time, I want to focus. Good sense at the time of the SQ implant placement. Good result from the SQ implant. Sometimes GBR, sometimes immediate loading, sometimes very small GBR, and so on. Okay, next one. Maybe this is the final topic of today. Sinus area. Sinus surgery, grossly two situations, lateral approach, crestal approach. My conclusion is very simple. Lateral approach, standardization is impossible. But crestal approach, standardization is possible. So lateral approach, sinus lateral surgery, there are 4 indications. Short residual bone height, sinus disease control, failed crestal approach, J3 minimum rule. These 4 indications is lateral approach. And then lateral approach, there are 5 techniques. Maybe I have many courses in the Indonesia, Jakarta already. As far as I remember, maybe several times I opened the sinus course. So lateral approach, there are 5 techniques. Infracture, wall-off, repositioning, and then combining this technique here. For a sinus understanding, the first step is pneumatization understanding here. Pneumatization. Please note upper left side here. This is the pneumatization here. Pneumatization is a very, very important process. And then, at the time, when you place the implant, that is the technique. Sometimes 3 mm rule, sometimes 5 mm rule, sometimes 3 mm rule here. The same patient, according to the time, technique is different. Of course, one factor is, can you get a good primary stability or not? If you can get a good primary stability, you can apply the right after tooth extraction. But sometimes, several months later or several years later, that means sinus care area change. This is the pneumatization here. Sometimes it requires lateral window here. So the point is, anyhow, sometimes technique is different. The point, according to the residual bone height, according to the primary stability, your change technique should be changed. Of course, at this moment, SQ implant also very stable here. This is also upper left side, pneumatization. There are 4 different. Tooth extraction, just leave it. 6 months later, lateral window, this is the final result here. So this is also pneumatization here. So this is the basic academical knowledge for the sinus surgery here. Of course, the same patient, sometimes 7 mm rule, 5 mm rule, 3 mm rule here. So, of course, result is very stable, this one. This patient I tried the immediate placement with sinus surgery here. At this time, the upper left side, I take out 4 teeth. And then, at this time, I try the sinus surgery with the immediate placement with the SQ implant here. Okay, tooth extraction. And then, flap elevation, just cutting the papilla, and then initial drill starting from the SQ implant kit. Like this manner. Okay, make a lateral window. And then sinus surgery performed first. And then dentist initial drill, side cut. Like this manner, one by one. You have to check the bone density, and then you know the coordination of the implant drill and the implant diameter drill. So this is the drilling, and then I place the SQ implant one by one. The first one, 4.0 diameter SQ implant. The second one, 5.0 diameter SQ implant. Final one, 5.0 diameter SQ implant here. This means just a little bit too under preparation, so a little bit enlargement. You can meet this kind of the very difficult implant placement. This is the immediate placement, same time sinus surgery with the SQ implant here. And the whole area, GBL. Sinus surgery, at this time, I placed the 4 implant here. This area, immediate placement, 4.0 SQ implant, 4.5 SQ implant, 5.0 here, and then 5.0 sinus surgery with the GBL here. The result, very stable, like this manner. So this is the first molar area. And then also GBL, sinus surgery simultaneously. That means bone implant, the interface is perfect. That means you can believe. As an international speaker of the dentist, I always say to the doctors, knowing, believing is different. If we want to believe some system, first one, knowing is first step. Knowing should be done first. As a dentist, we are a general practitioner. As a dentist, we know the many knowledge first. Knowing should be done first. And the next one, you can believe one by one. I was an international speaker for the dentist 10 years. At the time, I used the 1Q implant. And then 5 years ago, I changed the SQ implant system. 1Q implant, SQ implant is different. Nowadays, the main product of the dentist is the SQ implant system here. Delayed placement also. This is the upper left side. And then this area, tooth extraction. And then 6 months later, bone is very thin. So sinus grafting here. And then this is the SQ implant. This is the 5.0, 10 millimeter SQ implant. This is the grafted bone, grafted. And then the final result here. You can check. This is the before extraction, 6 months later, sinus surgery, SQ implant, the final result. This is the not normal bone. This is the grafted bone. So point is, drill hole enlargement, according to the conventional drilling sequence, your mission is the only one, primary stability. Because the bone density is highly variable. At the time of the initial drilling, you can feel the bone density. And then you check evaluate, you have to determine under preparation amount here. And then sometime sinus surgery, sometime the GBL here. Okay, I got 3 questions from the audience. Just the first one, how much primary stability you usually expect when you place SQ implant? My always recommendation of the SQ implant initial stability, I recommend 30 Newton. 30 Newton is a key point. 30 Newton. 30 Newton. Okay? And then anytime not above 50 Newton. 20 Newton, 30 Newton. This is my favorite. The distance from my favorite primary stability. 20 to 30. Can I moving the whiteboard? Primary stability. Primary. This primary stability means usually combine bone density here. As a human, we talk about D1 bone, D2 bone, D3 bone, D4 bone. But this is the human language here. In the real situation, bone density is different. Bone density sometime D 0.1, sometime D1, D10 here sometime. So this is only human language. Real bone is different. Sometimes too hard bone, sometimes too soft bone here. So initial drill, side cut, point drill here. And then 2.2, 2.8, 3.5, and then finally 5.0 here. At that time, during the drilling, you have to feel bone density. And then you have to determine under drilling amount. My recommendation, 20 to 30 Newton here. You can control this one. If you cannot control this one, join my course one more time. Because sinus course, GBR course, full mouth course, I'm really sorry to say this one, bullshit. Most important one is base course. So if you feel the real good primary stability, you are expert. You have to get 20 to 30 Newton. Sometimes reverse torque technique. You know the reverse torque technique. Sometimes bone condensation technique. Reverse torque technique, control the D 0.1 bone. Bone condensation technique, D10 bone here. My recommendation anyhow, 20, 30 Newton. 30 Newton means immediate loading is okay, immediate loading. Immediate loading is possible here. Anyhow, your first question, this one. How the SQ is different in the immediate loading case compared to the other brand? No, same. SQ Implant immediate loading, same concept. Because immediate loading, what is the most important factor for immediate loading? What is the most important one for immediate loading? Believe me or not, I have 20,000 cases of immediate loading. I cannot remember the failed case. Full arch case, full arch case, 4 implant is okay, immediate loading. Partial edentulation, 3 implant is okay. Upper and outer anterior area, 1 implant, 2 implant is okay, immediate loading. Point is, only one, micro motion removal here. Micro motion removal. SQ Implant, same. If you keep this rule, never failure. Immediate loading is highly predictable. It's always difficult for me to maintain the bone formation. I want bone formation around the implant. Bone formation. Bone formation, maybe you mean just this GBR here. GBR. Please use a good one bone, xenograft. Okay? Xenograft. And then resorbable membrane. And then healing cap. Please, deep placement. Deep placement means totally different here. Okay. This is the same extraction socket, same. You place like here. You place like here is different here. This is different result here. Shallow installation, GBL amount is very big. Deep placement, GBL amount is very small. And then this area, healing cap here. Healing cap. Deep placement means apical support increase here, apical support. Please, deep placement. SQ Implant, 7 mm, 8 mm, 10 mm, 12 mm, right? When do you use 10 mm implant? When do you use 10 mm? Available bone, 14 mm situation. 10 mm is okay. Please change your paradigm. 10 mm implant is optimal. Available bone, 14 mm area. 14 mm area, 10 mm deep placement. 8 mm implant, you please use 12 mm bone area. Deep placement here. 10 mm bone area, 7 mm deep placement, please. 7, 8, 10. When do you use 12 mm? 12 mm only canine or first premolar area. These two situations, you can use 12 mm. Another area, 7, 8, 10, you can cover everything here. deep placement is a key point for the stability of the implant, simplifying GBL here. How much percent do you immediate loading in your daily practice? Oh my God, how much percent? Okay. Full mouth rehabilitation, lower jaw, 99%. Okay, I write down here. Immediate loading. Upper jaw, I have a statistical result of like 20% here. Lower jaw, 99% here. Full mouth, immediate loading, full mouth. And then partial edentulous 3 implant, without exception, 99% here. And then upper and lower anterior. Please think about this one. Lower anterior, single or 2 implant, no problem. Because upper anterior, lower anterior, bone is very hard bone. D2 bone usually. Lower anterior, D1 bone. D2 bone, D1 bone, getting a good primary stability is very easy, right? So if you keep this rule, immediate loading, highly predictable. Point is, several implant, rigid fixation, no micro motion, good primary stability. That is the key point. Oh, the last question is very good. Short implant, GBL, which one is better? I strongly like short implant. Because of today's time, I write down my 6th suggestion here. I'm Dr. Jeon. Maybe you know me, right? I give you 6 suggestion here. First one, deep placement here. Deep placement. Deep placement beyond your imagination. Second, my recommendation, simplifying GBL. Simplifying GBL here. Simplifying. My third suggestion, please avoid cover screw. Please use healing cap or save wide cap here, please. Number 4, function and aesthetic result. Immediate loading is very, very important. For tissue level internal time, immediate loading is necessary here. My 6th suggestion. Number 5, short implant is okay. Short implant. As a dentist, I'm an international speaker all over the world. I cover the 12 countries in the world. So I don't want to terrorize. I only tell the truth. My favorite short implant system is the dentist implant here. Dentist implant short implant, 6.0, 5 plus 1, 5 plus 2, 4 plus 2 here. This is the rough surface, machined surfaces. This is the rough surface, machined surface. My strongly prefer short implant system, dentist short implant here. 6 plus 0, 5 plus 1, 5 plus 2, 4 plus 2 here. My final suggestion is bone density evaluation. This is the bone density according to the systemic disease here. Sometimes later, if time is available, I will comment. It require 6 hours, this lecture here, 6 hours. Anyhow, today, very short time, but I want to open the recent concept to the every doctors. Deep placement, simplifying GBL, non-use the cover screw. Please use healing cap or save wide cap rather than cover screw here. And then immediate loading, functionally, aesthetically, very important. Short implant, and then bone density evaluation according to the systemic disease. The final comment, final question is, how do you think about the just SQ implant, sinus lifting? I really like your question. Short implant, please, lower jaw is better. Lower jaw. upper jaw, short implant is not proper. Upper jaw, sinus surgery is better. That means we have to compare the result because I have a 25 years result. Lower jaw molar area, short implant is good. Upper jaw molar area, sinus crestal lateral is better. Upper molar area, my recommendation, the length minimum 7 mm is better. 7 mm crestal approach or lateral approach. Lower molar area, sometimes short implant, absolutely no problem. Another area is no, it's okay. Another area. So, subcrestal implant placement. Okay. I will summarize the depth control here. For your easy understanding, maybe this is maybe final, this one. Okay, I will write down the depth control here. There are 4 situations. First one, normal bone. Second one, immediate placement. Immediate place. Third one, upper anterior. Now final one, sinus area. Normal bone, depth control, I recommend 2 mm deep is okay. Normal bone. Normal bone is the buccopalatally normal situation. That is the 2 mm deeper. Immediate placement from the lingual wall, from lingual wall or palatal wall, 3 to 4 mm deep is okay. Upper anterior from the palatal wall, for 3 to 5 mm deep is okay. Sinus is different. Residual bone height, 3 mm situation, residual bone height, below the 3 mm, below the 3 mm here. Above the 3 mm means, that means same, 2 mm deep is okay, deeper. But residual bone is below 3, that means 0 to 1 is better. This is the final, my conclusion. Deep placement, I recommend. This deep placement can change everything here. Your prosthetic option, your GBR option, your sinus surgery option change here. Sometimes with the combined short implant, especially lower molar area, without any GBR, I strongly recommend here. In the sinus area, this is the sinus, the dentist safe sinus kit. Just like well-designed tools. Of course, the sinus area, too many concepts is available. But anyhow, lateral approach, crestal approach. Lateral approach, standardization is impossible. I strongly recommend straight handpiece with round bore is okay. This area, this is the straight handpiece with round bore. And then this the reamer system I don't recommend. And then this is the crestal approach here. It's good. For more deep knowledge, I promise next time. Anyhow, sinus area, some surgery, just like a crestal approach, standardization is possible. Lateral approach, standardization is impossible. That means you use only one, straight handpiece, round bore. Crestal is different. Depth gauge, like this one, saline pumping sometime. There are many kinds of the kit. Today, initially, I talk about the main sinus kit, and then drill SQ kit, and then safe sinus kit here. Today, very briefly, just I talk about just from the heel reach, immediate placement, not full mouth yet, immediate loading, very small cases I show already. And then just I didn't show today, reach big augmentation, lower anterior, sinus crest lateral. Very, very briefly, I talk about this one. Lastly, I used about 3,000 cases applied. Success rate, 99.2%. I think SQ Implant is a very, very predictable implant system for every situation in the implant field, intraoral side. Just from the normal bone to the very thin or soft bone area. So anyhow, you can use this SQ Implant for the main system. For me, about the 40% or 50%, I use the dentist SQ Implant for the optional system in my clinic. And then, if you maybe the next time to have the opportunity to visit my clinic, we will discuss a more deeper knowledge. The final question: do you also densification? I know the densification. Do you really believe? Okay, Dr. Ryan Ganda, do you really believe densification? Okay, I have to answer your question. I don't believe the osseo densification. This is the very, very small indication. Very, very rarely small indication. And then please don't confuse densification, trabecular compaction, ridge expansion. Some doctors confuse this one. And then I don't believe densification. So this kind of densable, maybe you want to talk about the densable. Densable is sometimes effective 1% area. 99% not effective. Next time, I want to talk about this one with the doctors in the offline meeting, offline. Okay, thank you, dentist, and thank you, doctor, for joining the dentist, very small, the global webinar. I hope it will be a very helpful time to every doctors. Okay, thank you, doctors. Bye. Especially my final gratitude to the Mr. Jeon, just the CEO of the branch of the dentist in Indonesia. Hope well, hope stay healthy. Okay, thank you, doctors.